What's going on, everybody? Cryptip Helper back again with another video. As you can see, we are on 377 subscribers, and remember guys, my aim is to get up to 400. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. So on this video we're going to discuss how you can trade simply by using a few tools that takes all the complexity out of the trading systems that people use. So sometimes you look on charts and you'll just see loads of different things, and it makes it look so complex. But I'm going to show you today how you can use a simple strategy with a couple of tools to make trading so much easier. I'm going to show you what support lines are, what resistance lines are, how to use the RSI, and it's going to be so simple guys. It's going to be a quick video, but I'm just going to show you how to utilize this. So guys, before we get into it, please hit the subscribe button. Please like it and share it with your friends who might want to know about trading in a simple way, with people who's got a lot of time on their hands. So guys, let's just get into it, and I'm just going to use XRP for instance. So what you've got here is you've got candles. So this is a 15-minute chart. Every 15 minutes there's a candle. So this can look a bit confusion, but I'm just going to show you how to make it more simpler. So I'm going to show you what lines of support are and resistance are. So to make this more simple, we're going to change this candle, right? And we're just going to go simply to a line. So as you can see, it takes all the confusion out. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a simple support line and resistance. So when we get up the top, this is what's called resistance. So it hits up here and it bounces off. So I'm going to change that to red. So that is resistance. We'll come up, we'll hit it, we'll reject, and then we'll start coming back down, and then we'll come back up, reject. So the other line is what's called support. So whenever we come down to this line, and I'll change this to green. So every time we come down to this line, we'll bounce off it. So this is called support. And it's pretty simple really, and it's called, the strategy you use is just called trading off the range. So when I put this back onto candles, you'll see what I mean. You see it looks a little bit confusing because you've got wicks that come down, you've got wicks that go above, but all you need to do is change it to the line, and it takes all of that confusion out of it, makes it so simple, and you can use this on any chart. So I use the lines to get support and get resistance. You can use it in uptrends, which I don't want to get into today. I'm just going to make this simple as possible for you guys. So there's the candles. And the tool that you want to be using is called the stochastic RSI. So I'll get this up on my chart and I'll show you how to use it. So every time we are here and every time up on the top, we're going to sell. So buy at the bottom, sell at the top. And this is what's called overbought. So when it's oversold. When it's oversold, people want to buy. And when it's overbought, people want to sell. It's as simple as that. So we had this lovely engulfing candle that come up and tested. Now this is going to be our new range. So every time we come to the bottom here, every time the RSI comes to the bottom, we want to be buying. So I'll just show you what I mean by putting in a vertical line. Just as the blue crosses the red, we want to be buying. So there's one mark here. So on that yellow line, we would have bought. And when it reached the top, we would have sold. So the RSI didn't go quite as high as I wanted, but the clue is that this has been resistance for some time. This is the new resistance, sorry. So if I take that line, if I just go back to the line, it didn't reach up to the line, but on the candle, it did reach. So look at the candle. The candles did reach there, wicked up, and then it come back down. So every time we reach the bottom, I'll show you again. Every time we reach the bottom on the RSI and it goes to cross, we'll buy. Every time I go to the bottom, we'll buy. So this time, it didn't go as high as what it should have done in the resistance zone. But what it did tell you is that the market's weak and you need to get out. So if you bought at the bottom, which was here on support, and you got all the way up to the top, which was resistance, you still would have been in profit. And all you would have done is took your profit off the table and waited to go again. Now last night I got into here, look, so I'll just put the line in again. I put this line on the cross, and when I got up, I knew that the market wasn't deciding what it wanted to do, so I decided to take my money off the table, and then it come out it did drop the market. But if you look, if you had bought here and you would have bought and you would have sold when it hit the top again, you would have been probably break even apart from a few fees, which would be about 50 cents or something like that cheap. So all it did is it broke down, it retested, you would have been out the market, and then it dropped. So again this morning I did the same. I bought in here, bought in this level here, and as we come up to the top again I sold. So what you could do, guys, this is all buying. So buy on the yellow lines on the RSI, and on the red, I'll change this color red now, and on the red you just sell it. So at the top, I'll change these reds. Is this confusing for you guys? If it is, just let us know in the comments if it's confusing. What more do you want to know? And I'll write in the comments how to explain it more briefly. But I have got a Telegram group and I do go through a lot of stuff. So if you want to follow me on Telegram, I'll leave the link down below and you can jump in on my free Telegram group. And I put all these charts in there so you can see for yourself. So when we got up here, when the RSI was oversold, I would short it. So short it down to the bottom and sell, buy it. It's so simple. I would have sold it at the top up here. The RSI gets to the top again. I sell. The RSI gets to the top again. I would have sold. And these, if you use the percentage gain, I'm using 10x, so leverage. So just say from this bottom to this top range, you're talking about 3%, but times that by 10, by leveraging, you're talking 30%. And that's just not on the way up, that's on the way down as well, if you trade in the range. So I just want to see if I can find this arrow. Where are you? So I'll use this path. I know it's a little bit confusing with all these lines, but I just want to I want to show you. So where's this path? So from up here, we hit the range, hit the top of the range. We'll come back down. We've come back up. We've come back down. We've come back up. We've come back down. And this time it didn't get as far. But the RSI was at the very top, so you knew that it was time to sell. And then once it dropped back down to support, we got a nice bounce. But there was no volume. So this is another indicator that I could show you guys. The volume, so that's how much is in. So up here there was no volume. So we had a bounce, but there was no real volume to sort of give you confirmation that it was going to go back up towards this range. So that I could see the weakness in the volume. So I got out of my trade and I posted that in my Telegram group. And we sort of dropped. So we dropped down to these areas again. So if you'd bought down in these areas again, and sold at the resistance, so this support has now become resistance. So basically it's like a floor and a ceiling. So I'll take all these off so you can see. So this floor, this has now become the ceiling. This was the ceiling. This has now come the ceiling. So we've dropped and then we've come back to test it, and there's been no sort of volume in there, and then we've just dropped. So yet again, as we're on now, we have simply dropped because there's no volume in there. So this volume, when you can see a nice green candle, there's volume there. So you've got a bit of confirmation that we're going to at least give it a try. But at the minute, this is the air market now, so it's dropped. So my trade this morning, look, yeah, I did get in there. But look, bought in here, the 15-minute chart come to the top. It's time to sell, time to get out. So all you do is you wait till this RSI comes to reset around this area, and then we'll just go again. So we'll drop, we'll look for some support further along the line. So I'll drop this to the hour. I'll get rid of this so we can sort of see some support. So where can I see some support next? So this was support, this area. Now we're going to be looking in towards these areas for support. See how it's bounced off here nicely, bounced off here nicely. So that for me is the next support. So I'll be looking around these areas. I'll be looking where the RSI is on the 15 minutes, because I've been using the 15 minutes because it's been working nicely for me lately. I'll wait till this resets down here and see where we're on the support line. So these two here, look, and I'll be thinking, right, let's have a look. What I'll also be doing is I'll be looking at what's going on with the dollar. So if the dollar's getting strength, it's normally no good for us. But I'll put that in another video why that works. So we're coming up to sort of resistance here, and I'd love to see it reject, start coming down. Because remember guys, the Dixie is doing, well, it shouldn't be, it just doesn't make sense that the banks print more money out of thin air and the dollar's getting stronger. It doesn't make any sense. It's diluting the dollar. So it should be coming down. So this is getting inflated on something. So even with the stock market, so that money that's coming in will be going into somewhere that's got assets like the stock market. But even people are not confident in the stock market at the moment. But I don't want to go off course, but it does have a difference on how the market works. So we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance. This is actually Bitcoin taking a dump at the minute. Not a dump, but all these sort of things interline with each other. So if Bitcoin's falling, your altcoins tend to follow. If the Dixie's getting stronger, going up, Bitcoin seems to come down. So they're correlated with each other. So I don't want to go off topic too much, but I just want to show you a simple strategic strategy on using support and resistance. So I'll just quickly go back onto it to show you guys. I'll put the charts there. I'll just go over it one more time for you very quickly. If you look on that chart there, it looks so complex and confusing, doesn't it? It is, I get it. But when you get into the little nitty gritties of everything, it doesn't come like that. So like I say, this is resistance, these lines here. This is support. You break support, the new support is coming resistance, and we drop. And then we're dropping again. And I'll be looking to enter another trade somewhere when the 15-minute RSI resets. So guys, that's just a quick overview on a simple strategy you can use to buy and sell. It's not that complex. When you get into it, you'll have a look. You'll see the support lines. You can go on any coin yourself. You can just go on TradingView and have a look. You don't have to trade it. You can just get a feel of what support is, what resistance is, how to use the RSI. I mean, that's on the 15-minute. If you've got a full-time job and you might want to trade 1, 2, 3 times a month, you can just simply do the same, but on the 4-hourly. So the 4-hourly, you'll see the RSI again, up and down, but this takes longer. So this is the 13th, the 15th. So these are over days, not over minutes and hours. That's just a longer time frame. But to me, that's a lovely bull flag forming on XRP. And over the next few days, when this is tapped out nice and flatline, I'd expect another boost to the to at least this previous high here, up to 50 cents. So I'll be looking at that on the 4-hourly. And I'll be putting that in my Telegram group below, guys. So I'll leave a link down below. Follow the Telegram group, guys. It's free. And I do put some valuable content that you can learn from. So, guys, remember, 377 subscribers. And I need to get to 400. So what do you lovely people need to do? Yes, you need to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share it with your friends so they can see it. And I'll be putting more tips in here. So basically the channel is Cryptip Helper. It's all about crypto tips, making it simple for you guys. You don't need all this complex system to get into the markets and learn how to trade just by doing normal things. Keeping it simple, and simple is easy. Easy is better. You don't have to try all these indicators and think what the hell's going on. This is just a simple strategy. But guys, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great weekend. Cheers, folks.